All right, what's going on, good people? You are tuned in live to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. DJ here and Justin over there as we get ready to review Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary pay-per-view that happened on Saturday night, which was fun because we had kind of Slammiversary on Saturday, kind of precursoring Money in the Bank on Sunday, which was kind of made for a really fun weekend. It kind of made for like one of those weekends where you have like takeover and then you have a main roster show. It's kind of one of those full type weekends. But before we get into this, we want to be sure that you're able to give us a like, share the video, share the podcast, whatever you want to do. Appreciate everybody for coming by as always. So we're gonna talk a little Slammiversary. We may dive a teeny little bit into Money in the Bank just because we may not get a video out in terms of a review until maybe the end of the week, possibly. I don't know. Still trying to figure that out, but nonetheless, we will, or less than none, however you want to say it, we will be back for your Impact Wrestling Slammiversary review. DJ and Justin, right after this. Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, they mean always, you mean always, she means always, an instant classic.
Danny Dunn! Hi, JKJ.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
All right, what is going on? Good people. Once again, DJ here, Justin over there as we get ready to talk Slammiversary 2021, which in an overall thoughts version, Justin, I would say it's a pretty good show.
It was a pretty good show.
I enjoyed it. I found myself going back to the fan in me, instead of the critical eye in me or the critical wrestling analysis person in me, analyst, I should say, in me. Right, I felt like I was watching as a fan, which was fun. I saw some comments that after the show that I'll bring up a little bit later once we dive into the show a little bit about different things that we saw in terms of Slammiversary. But overall, I thought the show was good. It had some matches that I was kind of like, oh, okay, but then there were some really good matches I felt like on the card as well that really kept you going. What was your overall thoughts on Slammiversary, Justin?
I really enjoyed this show. Like the build up to this show, I was like really getting into and stuff. And it's awesome that we had fans back. During this whole weekend, we had fans back at Slammiversary, and then we had fans back at Money in the Bank. So it really feels nice to see that fans are back. And Impact, they really, they do the big main four pay-per-views throughout the year, and Slammiversary is one of those big main four pay-per-views. And usually, that's when they start getting everybody, everybody in the wrestling world starts talking about Impact, so they at least get some big buzz, at least 4 times a year, which it's kind of unfortunate for Impact, because they're a pretty good company and stuff. But sometimes people will look at the LOL Impact moments. But no, like people were talking really good about this show, and especially the ending. Like, oh my! And it was weird because I kind of want to talk about the ending here a little bit. Like when they kind of went off the air, it seems like they kind of like had like a little technical difficulty because. Is when I was, because I didn't really watch the show live, but like I saw like somebody like when the show was going off the air, I saw someone slide into the ring. Did you see that at the end, like when they cut off?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened. Mm-hmm. Wait, Karrion Kross is debuting on Raw tonight? Anyway, interesting. But I saw that too. It was weird. Like, and I don't know if maybe that was the point. Mm-hmm. Like, were they trying to like? Because it did leave me feeling like, wait, what just happened? Like, who is that? What's going on? And I haven't checked Twitter to see if they like posted a little excerpt of it after the fact or like after Slammiversary or something, anything like that. I never even checked to see. But yeah, that was weird to me. I was like, did they mean to do that? Like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they like
cut the show off or like they're not gonna come back. Like what's going?
Yeah, I kind of felt like they were kind of leaving us like on a cliffhanger there. But there were some people that were at the show live, and they kind of told what happened. So basically, if you guys don't know, Jay White, he showed up at the end there, and it looks like Sean Ross Sapp, he tweeted that. So it was FinJuice. They came out and they attacked Jay White, and apparently Jay White, he hit the finisher on I think it was Juice Robinson or David Finlay, I can't remember. And then he basically dipped out. So, I feel like they were kind of leaving us on a cliffhanger. I don't know if, they were supposed to do that on purpose or, if it was a mistake. Somebody hit the, go off the air button, you know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure. And, of course, with last night, having Money in the Bank, the LOL Peacock, I mean, it wasn't as bad as that. As what Peacock had going on last night, cancel Peacock right now. But yeah, I thought it was interesting because is Jay White going to align with the Bullet Club? I mean, not the Bullet Club. Is he going to align with the Elite? From being from New Japan, is he going to attack Kenny Omega? I was just kind of confused what was going to happen there, but it was pretty cool though, the ending there.
Yeah, I agree too, and I kind of wanted to see what people were saying about this whole thing, and some people were like, Impact ruined the moment. Some people are like, it's a cliffhanger. So I mean, who knows? Who knows what it really is? But whatever. But I mean, to me, I thought it was a good. It was interesting. I mean, we'll just hop down to that moment while we're at it, and we'll talk about the main event while we're on that too, since we're already there. Kenny Omega retained the Impact. I almost said NXT Impact World Championship. And in a really good match, I thought a really good match. I enjoyed it. I like Kenny in the ring. I enjoy him from time to time. I think he's done a pretty good job of making me not like him and not want him to be champion. Because it's just something about him, all the press conferences and whatever aside of his thoughts on ring psychology and all of that. In terms of a heel, I think he does a pretty good job, but he just comes off awkwardly sometimes. Because honestly, in my opinion, I think Don Callis has been the biggest part of his heel run. I think Don Callis has been bigger in his heel run than Kenny has, personally, and I just feel that's true. Whereas, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was good. He of course faced off against Sami Callihan, and I love Sami Callihan. I was so excited watching this match. I want Sami Callihan to get another run. I didn't think he'd get against Kenny, but there was some moments in this match where they did a really good job of making you feel like, man, that could be a big moment. That could be a big title shifting, type moment in this match. And I think they did a good job with that, making you feel like it could go either way. Because the thing about Kenny is not unbeatable in terms of these matches. They haven't, even though they book him really strong and they protect him a lot, he doesn't come off as unbeatable. He doesn't come off as nobody can beat him. He gets so close to losing every time, as a heel often does, and then somehow by hook or by crook gets the win and gets the victory and makes you hate him even more, which I think is a testament to good heel work. Don Callis, helped him out at one point in this match. There was a point in this match though that was weird, and I can't remember what it was right off the top of my head, but it was near the end where it felt like Sami was going to win, and then they did something. I don't know. They did something weird, but
were you talking about that thumbtack spot with that, or maybe it was when the ref got knocked out?
Yeah, it just felt it felt awkward almost. And number one, and I get why they knocked the ref out, because you didn't want him to make the count, but you wanted to make Kenny seem beatable without actually losing. But I don't know, it was just weird to me. That whole the ref being out for some reason had some weird moments in it. It felt like, but the trigger with the thumbtacks, I like that. I thought that was good. And he did it a couple of different ways, which I think he's done that little. I think he did that with John Moxley, didn't he? The thumbtack spot when he puts it in, that with Moxley, thumbtacks in his mouth. Yeah. So that was good. The pizza cutter spots and the four spots get me every time. Oh Oh goodness, give me every time. But definitely a good match, good main event, good way to end the show. Kenny. I mean, I think Kenny's done a pretty good job. And I feel like I think a lot of my animosity towards Kenny is irrelevant to him as a worker, but more so, a lot of my animosity towards Kenny is that AEW has done a terrible job of cross promoting with Impact. Mm-hmm. I think that's my issue, and maybe I'm putting that on Kenny. It's probably AEW management, but it's still goes there. I just not a fan in that regard. It's just I don't know. We've talked about the partnership before, and all of that.
Kind of speaking of this partnership, kind of to go off topic a little bit here, they're going to be having even, I think since fans are back, I feel like they're going to be having a bigger partnership with these different companies. Because I think, they started kind of sampling, with the Forbidden Door. But now I think it's really going to happen. Because, we got that little teaser for Bound for Glory. And it showed like AAA, AEW. What else did it show? Maybe Ring of Honor in there. It showed all these, NWA. It showed all these different promotions. And because, I felt like they're saving all this big stuff for, to have fans when we have, having fans back. But, I kind of want to get on sidetrack there. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what's up, Andre, by the way? Appreciate the I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's comments in. Malik commented as well. And I think I don't know what Adam's question was because I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. But Adam, I'm getting to it whenever I get a chance to. But I hope there's more with kind of this forbidden. I think I was going to say WWE. I think Impact has done a pretty good job of showcasing a little bit of everybody. I can't remember who had said it. Somebody had said it, and they were like, "This Impact just had a show with, of course, Impact stars on it, AEW stars on it, NWA stars on it, New Japan stars on it." And was Ring of Honor on there too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I remember, Chelsea Green, if you want to count that. But Ring of Honor may not have been involved in that. But, all the companies that Impact kind of has working partnerships with came on Impact Television or Impact Pay-Per-View and were booked strongly in some way, or at least booked competitively in some way, or made as a big deal, which, like we talked about before, I kind of wish people would treat Impact like they were a big deal, because here, and we talked about it before, and it's so funny, and it goes back to something. I wish Casey was here I wish Casey was here to hear this. Casey talks so much about how he wants to see more shows in smaller arenas and lower budgets and all this, and that's all I hear about Impact all the time. And I don't know, Casey never watches Impact, which is weird. They're exactly.
He used to watch it so much.
You won't watch it. Shameful.
Shame on you, DJ. Not DJ. Shame on you, Casey.
I'm sure he'll let me know. I'm sure he'll be like, I watch Impact every once in a while. If they would give me a show that I want. They still give a pretty darn good show. Anyway, irrelevant. Any other thoughts on the main event? I thought. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about Jay White. I thought that was cool. I was excited about that. That was awesome to see. And like you said, I really didn't see the part about Finn Juice and all that because I think they cut it off on us. Yeah. But it makes you want to see what's going to happen on Impact, but especially with all these promotions kind of dwindling in the Impact like that, it kind of makes you think what's going to happen.
And they said, this week on, this Go Home show of Impact, there's going to be more surprises, in these next upcoming weeks, so who knows who else they're going to be signing and stuff. If they sign like a Bryan Danielson, that'd be pretty cool. Because I don't think, he's never signed with WWE. So that'd be pretty cool if, he comes to Impact. No, but about the main event, I thought the main event, it was a really good match. I really love the pizza cutter spot, you know, when Nick Gage started doing that stuff there, you know, I like, and then they started doing it on these bigger shows here. I go like, oh man, that pizza cutter spot got me. I love that spot there. I also like the with the fork in the mouth when Kenny Omega's using the fork. That was a pretty good spot. I like the pile driver through the table. That was a really good spot that Sam McCallahan did. I mean, it was just, you know, really hardcore match. You know, the fans were really behind it. You know, they were booing Kenny Omega a lot. You know, they were saying, you know, this is awesome chance a lot. You know, it was an awesome match. I really enjoyed it. And I feel like, you know, they're really trying to protect Kenny Omega a lot because, like, with, you know, nobody has kicked out of the one-winged angel, you know, and I don't know who's going to be the first one to ever, you know, kick out because that's going to be a big moment when that happens.
It's funny too because people complain about that, but then people talk about how finishers should be more finishers.
Mm-hmm. You know, I kind of like how you know, no one's kicked out of it because like you know, they're making that move seem, you know, really, you know, like it's a big deal and stuff. So I mean that's a good thing.
It's a good move.
It is a good move. I like it. But no, it was a really good match. I enjoyed it. And especially, you know, the whole thumbtacks in the mouth, you know, hitting the V trigger. I thought that was pretty cool. It was good. Great match. And especially that. Go ahead.
For the record, to comment on Casey's horrible comment that he left here. I just want to say, Casey, you don't even watch Impact. So, no, you're not invited.
Boom, roasted. But no, yeah, this was a really good match, especially the ending with Jay White. I was not expecting Jay White at all. I mean, you know, the whole video packages going leading up to the show, you know, it showed some Bullet Club stuff. But, you know, I didn't really think anything of it, and I loved being surprised. Like, there were a lot of surprises on the show, which was, you know, awesome to see. And then, you know, especially with the ending there, you know, like, I don't know if that was supposed to happen or if this, or if, you know, they did that on accident. But yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see what happens, you know, this week on Impact, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I know they had this match on with the pre-show, Decay, which once again, anyway, Decay won and I saw this. I didn't see the match, but I saw the fact that Decay won the Knockouts Tag Team titles and didn't register with me what had just happened. My thing is, why give the titles back to Fire and Flavor to take them right back off of them? Just my opinion on that. I like that Havoc has kind of found a new tag team partner with Rosemary. I think that's cool. I like her in Decay. That kind of gives Black Taurus and Crazy Steve a chance to break off over here. Lets Rosemary and Havoc break off over here and kind of, you know, all do their own thing in a way, but still come together as a you know, formidable faction. But why not just let, because was it Jordan Grace? Why did Havoc and Nevaeh break up? No, it was Fire and Flavor, wasn't it?
No, it was Fire and Flavor, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, she did kind of get her, like, you know, revenge in a way, but I don't know. I like Fire and Flavor too much for that to happen, right? I especially since you had just taken the titles off of them, you know. And I get it, it's kind of in a way the element of surprise and all that, but you know, then why have it on pre-shows? I like surprises on the show, but
you know, it seems like, you know, they did the same thing for Money in the Bank, you know, with having the, you know, Usos win, you know, on the pre-show. Yeah. And, you know, they kind of did the same thing here. You know, they go like, you know, let's try to get people like, hey, you know, buy the show at the last minute, you know, this is what, you know, you could be seeing. I mean, it was I did watch the match. It was an all right match, nothing too crazy. You know, I really wasn't expecting Fire and Flavor to lose, but, you know, I'm kind of happy that they did because, you know, it's nice to see Havoc and Rosemary, you know, doing something. But, you know, there's really not much Knockouts tag teams. I mean, yeah, we got Havoc and Rosemary. We got Fire and Flavor. We got Jordan Grace and who is it? Jordan Grace and who's their partner now? Her name is slipping my mind.
You talking about Rachel Ellering?
Rachel Ellering. Yeah, I can't think of her name there for a minute. And then, of course, we got Susan and Kimberly, which is kind of interesting, the stuff that they're doing with Susan, like they're trying to bring her back at Susie, Sue Young, or whatever. So it's kind of interesting what they're doing there. So who knows what happens with that. But like I said, I hope they start, bring in some more tag teams. And, on the Go Home show, they were talking about bringing in, I heard maybe the Iconics could be coming, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. That'd be nice. That'd be really spice up the Knockouts tag team division.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I mean, the more tag teams that they get could be, the better. But it was a solid match, though. Nothing crazy, though.
All right, moving into the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship. Trey Miguel, Rohit Raju, Petey Williams, Chris Bay, Ace Austin, the challengers, going up against Josh Alexander, the X Division champion. I thought this match was incredible, as most Ultimate X matches tend to be. And let's just be honest, all Ultimate X matches tend to be. There were some cool spots. I like the little submission spot that they did. A lot of people, Jim Cornette's legion of fans, did not like it. And I could understand because, it was one of those spots where at times, would it make sense for Josh Alexander to lock an ankle lock in instead of just grabbing the title? But then again, when you think about it, shouldn't he try to weaken that one last opponent that's going to be the only fresh guy if he does try to reach for the title? Possibly. But everybody's distracted at the same time. I thought it was a cool spot. I thought it looked cool. Thought it was a well executed. It was a fun spot, and I think it makes sense to use the Ultimate X in that way since you have it there. If you're going to have a cage, you might as well use it. If you're going to have an Ultimate X structure, you might as well use it in some unique way, as you should. One of the other things that I liked was Rohit Raju cracking me up in this entire match, using every way besides the traditional way of going to grab the title. I think he used a rope at one time to try and kind of tie it up over the top and calm himself up. He used I think it was one of those freaking claws. To try to grab the title. He used some sort of the little shoe hook that they use at shoe stores. He used that when they have to reach something really high up. He was cracking me up in that one. The Canadian Destroyer that Petey Williams hit literally made me say Petey Williams, baby. That was ridiculous. So Petey Williams was trying to go for the title, and correct me if I'm wrong here. Petey Williams was trying to go after the title.
Yeah, he was on the top of the shoulders of Josh Alexander, and Chris Bay was up there.
Yeah, I thought Chris Bay was on top. So what I was thinking was Petey Williams was trying to get the title. Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander put Chris Bay on his shoulders to go get Petey Williams, and then Petey Williams did.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And it was a really cool Canadian Destroyer. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But great match. I think everybody did a pretty good job of shining in this match. Rohit Raju is just hilarious. I miss him as X Division champion just because he's hilarious. I really hope they do something with him as a tag team with Shira because I like them a lot. But other than that, what was your thoughts on the Josh Alexander retained? By the way, one of the most legit champions of this era currently right now. He's freaking awesome. What was your thoughts on the Ultimate X match?
I thought this match was really good. I mean, everybody was, hitting their spots, and, I actually really enjoyed that, big submission spot, that they were doing. That was really cool. I can't remember. Somebody, I think it was Chris Bay. He got cuttered by somebody, like off the top of off the what do you call that? Off the structure. That was pretty cool. I can't remember who did it though. Oh man, it's gonna bug me the rest of the night now. I think it might have been TJP maybe who did it, not TJP. Sorry. I mean Trey Miguel. I think it was Trey Miguel who did it. But no, that was a really cool spot. There was a really nice spot. I like the whole big Canadian Destroyer, that Avalanche Canadian Destroyer. That was a really good spot in the match.
While you're on that, because Casey says every Canadian's Destroyer is awesome. So Casey, do you mean like if Kenny Omega was to do a Canadian Destroyer, it would be awesome because he's Canadian and he did a Destroyer? Just curious about that. But anyway.
Yeah, he would definitely say it's awesome.
Or
I
Drake.
know.
Drake could do a Canadian Destroyer. Because he's
Yeah.
Canadian.
True. You know, I tell you what, only Canadians should do the Canadian story, just like only Spanish people, they should do the Spanish fly. It's just logic right there.
They're
This
the only
was
ones that can execute it perfectly, I think. Is what
sure. Yeah. Those are the only people that can execute it perfectly. No, but this was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. And it was nice to see the Ultimate X match back. Really good stuff here. And I'm happy that Josh Alexander retained. I really didn't mind who really was going to win this match. I was rooting for Trey Miguel because, Trey Miguel, has he ever been X Division champion? I think he has at one point a few years ago.
I don't think so.
Never? Well, they didn't put that title on him. Then I thought this would have been the right moment to put the title on him, but, Josh Alexander, he's been putting on some bangers of matches as of late.
I agree.
It was a good matchup.
Moving into Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood going up against Matt Cardona and a mystery partner who ended up being the Hot Mess Express Chelsea Green, which was cool. It was cool to see her in Impact. And it was also I was surprised that she was there, but Justin wasn't as surprised. I was surprised because she had just debuted on Ring of Honor in last week. Last week at
it was last Sunday.
World, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was surprised, that she was there, but I thought that was cool. That's probably where the Ring of Honor thing came in because she had I don't know if she had signed or if that was a one event thing or what.
Because she's going to be in the women's tournament for at Ring of Honor. But I really wasn't surprised with this her coming in because I know their fiance they're engaged, right?
Yeah.
They're engaged. So that was the only person who I thought of it being, and she was Impact a few years ago and stuff. So this was the only person that I thought could be. And when I was doing my predictions, it's gonna be Chelsea Green.
Yeah, and I mean this was a fun match.
And I like how Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona they had matching gear. I like that. I like that of the team. But what was your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a fun match. I like Matt Cardona and Brian Myers going at it. It's always fun. Chelsea Green and Tennille Dashwood can always be, fun too. They're just milking out, giving Tennille the title. I'm just saying, but good match. Fun, definitely a fun match. Like to see what they do with Cardona and Green later on down the road. That's just kind of. I don't have many thoughts on the match, but I definitely thought it was good. What was your thoughts?
I thought it was a solid match. Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, they always have great chemistry in the ring together. And, of course, they're going back to their days at WWE, being mentored by Edge and stuff. And we even saw a spear that Matt Cardona did in the match. So that was nice. And they kind of, made a reference, to their former mentor, Edge. I like the spot when Tennille Dashwood, she tried tried doing that little low blow on the ding ding. But it didn't work because, Matt Cardona, he was smart and had a cup on. So he took out the cup and he kind of did a gas mask to Brian Myers there. I thought that was cool. We even saw a little intergender stuff going down in this. We saw kind of Chelsea and Matt Cardona mixed it up a little. Chelsea and Brian Myers mixed it up a little bit. But no, this was a solid match. The right team went over here. I don't really have anything bad to say about this match. It was good.
Okay. Moving into W. Morrissey. I always want to say William. W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards. W. Morrissey won as he should, as they're trying to keep him strong as they continue to work with him. I definitely think he looks good. He looks vicious. He looks like, he's kind of a world beater right now, which I think is good. Beating a former world champion Eddie Edwards and a pretty relatively recent world champion Eddie Edwards. Hey, can you please back? Beating recently being world champion in Eddie Edwards, I think is good too. So that's a good win for him. I like him so far. He's doing good so far. I kind of wish they would have kept him in Violent by Design, just because kind of let him continue to grow off of, EY and all those guys, and even Joe Doran and guys like that. Some of those, I mean, he's a veteran, but always more you can learn from guys older. So, what was your thoughts on W. Morrissey's victory over Eddie Edwards? Edwards.
I thought this was this was a solid match. I tell you what, W. Morrissey, or Big Gas, he reminds me of like a little bit of Test and Edge. I don't know, like, he looks like a cross between them. Do you get that a little bit?
A little bit. I can see
like,
it. I can see that.
A little bit of Test and Edge there, but no, W. Morrissey, he looks like he's like in the best shape of his life.
I think he is.
Yeah, he is. And that usually happens once somebody leaves a certain company. We got a comment here.
Oh, I think I clicked it off.
Yeah, there we go. He did click it off. It says, I knew Joe Doran was a big dude, but his size is deceiving. Oh, yeah. I had no clue he was taller than Luke Gallows. Really? I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah. Joe Doran does have a kind of sneaky size in a way.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And I kind of, don't really know still too much stuff about Joe Doran, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like that still unknown guy, which I kind of like that out of Violent by Design. But, no, this match was really good here with W. Morrissey and Eddie Edwards. I mean, it felt like a little squash match a little bit. I mean, Eddie Edwards did get in some offense, but it was very, kind of quick match here. I mean, it wasn't like too much.
There was a lot of matches on this card, really.
Yeah, there was. True.
Yeah, Andre agrees. He's testing Morrissey too.
Yeah.
Finjuice versus Madman Fulton and Shira. Why? And maybe I'm just haven't been watching enough. Why is Shira and Madman Fulton a tag team at this moment in time?
Well, this match got thrown together at the last minute because this was.
It looked like it.
Yeah, I think they were just going, okay, yeah, we need an extra match on here, which I didn't think they needed an extra match, to be honest. They were having this whole thing because, like, all the heels from the X Division match, because, they weren't able to be, like, the managers, like, so Shira and Mammoth Fulton weren't able to be ringside for this match, or for the Ultimate X match, so that, they were upset with Scott D'Amore. So they go like, oh, let's just put them in a tag team match. And, they were kind of, bickering back and forth with each other. And so, like, all the heels, they were all, kind of teaming up, on the weeks leading up to Slammiversary. So it was like Rohit and Shira, and it was Madman Fulton and Ace Austin, and who else was a part of that? Like Chris Bay. Well, Chris Bay, he sided with the faces at first. And it looks like we had a baby face turn with Chris Bay, but, he swerved us all. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this match was just random. I didn't care. This is one of the matches I didn't really care about. Right. Like, to be honest, it was very quick, and I feel like it was like, to take some time up, Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. I think I missed this match. Well, I was about to say it couldn't have been that long because I literally looked up. And I was like, what is Shira and Madman Fulton doing together? And I turned around because I was fixing a pizza that night. I turned around and then I looked back and it was on who was it? Chris Sabin and Moose were already on. And I was like, what? I was like, was that I thought it was like a Impact promo or something. They were like doing like a promo or like it was from the previous Impact. They were building up to something. I was like, what is going on? And I just
I don't think the fans were too behind it either. The fans didn't have to care about this match.
Goodness. Moose versus Chris Sabin. It was a good match. I watched. I didn't get to watch all of this match, but I watched some of it, and it was a good match. I just don't understand why they're burying Moose at this point.
I mean, they're not really technical. I mean, yeah, they made him lose, which I don't know why.
I wouldn't say burying him, but they're not helping themselves right now.
No, they're definitely not. I thought this match was all right between Moose and Chris Sabin. I
Keith Lee's
like
about to win the WWE title.
Is Keith Lee on Raw?
Yeah, Lashley did an open challenge, a world title open challenge, and Keith Lee, who looks smaller than he did before, looks like he's. Well, I mean, I don't know. The match just started, but he's probably going to win.
But no, this match was pretty good here. I like the different like contrasting of styles between both these guys. Chris Sabin, it felt like a really slow match, to be honest. And that's how Moose likes to do a lot of his matches. He doesn't like to please the fans and stuff.
This is what pain feels like.
He's what does he also say? He says he's not the most professional wrestler. He says he's a wrestling god. Yeah, he's a wrestling god. I would love to see JBL and Moose get it on. See who the real wrestling god is. No, but
wrestling gods.
This was really a hard hitting match. I like the spot when Chris Sabin, he was getting chopped on the chest on the outside of the ring, and like Moose was telling the fans to shut up and all of that. I like that. That was pretty cool. And then he looks like he was going to do it again, but like he just played the fans and like he just flipped them all off. So I thought that was pretty cool there. And I also like when Chris Sabin, he was getting slinged around he got powerbombed on the apron. That was a nice spot. I also like when Moose does that moonsault into that fall away slam off the top rope. That's a really good spot. But I didn't understand why they made Moose lose. I mean, lose to, and DJ loves them roll up finishes. He loves them fruit roll up finishes.
I'll give him a pass because it was a roll up finish.
I mean, I kind of understand. This is a way to keep Moose strong still, but I don't know. Like, I feel like they could be doing a lot better stuff with Moose. He should be Impact World Champion by now, which
should have been Kenny.
Should have beat Kenny against all odds, but I think maybe they can give it. Maybe he can win the title at Bound for Glory. I'm hoping. But no, it was just a solid match.
I mean, technically, he's had a world title.
Technically, because they actually did make it a real championship.
Yeah. Let's see. Next, we had the 4-way tag team title match. It was Falaba and Willie Mack. Falaba and No Way Jose. That was cool, a cool little debut. I was like, why is Falaba and Willie Mack? Anyway, yeah, that's right. Falaba and No Way Jose, which was a cool little debut. Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Falaba design, consisting of Joe Doring and Rhino. And then you also had the Good Brothers in this match too. I was really surprised that the Good Brothers won this match because Violent by Design just won the titles. So I was kind of a little bit, surprised that this is how that went. That was a little surprising because I mean I thought Violent by Design would probably retain out of the tag teams that are here. I didn't expect No Way and Falaba to win the titles because, Rich Swann and Willie Mack are just like friends who tag sometimes. So I didn't expect that either. So I thought it would be between Violent by Design and the Good Brothers. But I felt like since Violent by Design had just won, that's how the match would go. But whatever, I guess. The Good Brothers retained, and I think they're kind of trying to go with the aesthetic of Kenny and the Good Brothers together with titles too, which is always gives a faction some.
And of course that have the whole bloodline, them as holding all the championships, the tag team championships, and Roman holding the Universal Championship.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean the match was good. It was a pretty crazy match, but it was a good match. It definitely a good tag team title match. Good Brothers retain. Good Brothers become the new Impact Tag Team Champions again. So, good match. What's your thoughts?
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feels like they always do these like multi-man tag team matches at all these big pay-per-views because I feel like they did it at Bound for Glory last year, and then I feel like they did it at Slammiversary. I think I think they did that Slammiversary last year, so I feel like they do it at every single pay-per-view. Which,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I feel that.
WWE doesn't do it too much.
I feel that because it's either like you're gonna get one multi tag team match, and you're definitely gonna get a multi-man X-Division championship match. Definitely, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like it always, the big pay-per-views, that always happens. But there's some crazy spots were happening in this match. I was kind of surprised. No Way Jose, showed up here. Like that was a person who I was not expecting to show up. So is he signed with Impact? Possibly. I have no idea. But that was cool to see him. I mean, but they were kind of hinting, like they were saying, like the commentary team, like on the Impact, on the Go Home show, they were talking about like something about No Way Jose or like something like that. So like that's pretty interesting to see No Way Jose show up. And I'm kind of not surprised that the Good Brothers retained. I mean, not retained. They, retained the titles here, which, it was all right. Eventually I want to see Rich Swann and Will Mack get the titles because I feel like they would be pretty good tag team champions. But yeah, it was a good match nonetheless. Less than none, as Casey would say. But yeah.
Give your thoughts on Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa.
Wait, Casey is he's a Mark Calloway. He's a Mark Calloway, yeah. And he's a Mark Calloway fan. I agree with that. No, I was really surprised. Even Canadian Destroyer sucks. Whoa, man. Whoa, Adam. Keep your opinion to yourself. I'm just kidding. But no,
Adam, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. No, but this Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, I wasn't expecting it to be Thunder Rosa. That was pretty cool. She's probably one of the best women's, that it's been on AEW and that's been in NWA. So I love what Thunder Rosa's been doing. I was kind of expecting somebody to be expected to be Mickie James, which she actually did show up on the show. But no, like these are two like of the best women's wrestlers, that are going right now. Like very technical match. These both women respected each other very well in this match. It was a good match, and I'm happy that Deonna Purrazzo retained. She retained by the it was her kind of like that pile driver. What's her finisher called again? The Queen's Gambit. Yeah, that's what it's called. The Queen's Gambit. She retained by that. But no, this was like a very even match and stuff, and the fans, they were marking the hell out when Thunder Rosa came out.
Oh goodness! All right, for my Raw people, if you don't want a spoiler, I'm about to tell you. So if you don't want a spoiler, I'm giving you 5 seconds to get out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Keith Lee is not the new world champion, but guess who just came up to confront Bobby Lashley?
Brock Lesnar. No.
Close. He's beaten Brock Lesnar.
Goldberg.
It's Goldberg. So here we go.
They're pulling out all the stops here.
All the stops for SummerSlam.
All the stops for SummerSlam.
Dang it! I missed my chance to say Goldberg. Goldberg.
I mean, you're gonna have plenty of time to chant that. You're gonna have plenty of time.
That's my favorite part of the entrance. Anyway, so we'll talk more about that at some other time that isn't this one. My thoughts on the last match we'll talk about on this show, because we started off with the main event of the evening. Good match. Deonna Purrazzo is amazing. I thought Tessa was good. I wish she was. I thought Tessa was good, and like she was like impressing me. But like I feel like Deonna Purrazzo was like picking up where she left off in a way, because Deonna Purrazzo is doing a lot of the same things that Tessa was doing, and I'm enjoying it. Like I love Deonna Purrazzo. I think she's great. Glad she's finally kind of getting her chance. good to see Thunder Rosa because she always puts on good matches too. She's always fun to watch. She's always, she's a former NWA Women's Champion, so she has some credibility too. So definitely, I mean, this was Open Challenge, right?
Like it, well,
or it was just against a mystery opponent, right?
Yeah, it was just against a mystery opponent.
Yeah. So
which, I've been wanting this, ever since, they said, oh, the Forbidden Door is open. I've been wanting, like, Deonna Purrazzo to show up in AEW, which, that's what I kind of want more of, some more of these Impact wrestlers to go over to AEW, kind of get on a bigger stage here and stuff, which, maybe we might get that more, like, well, just have to wait and see. Probably not, though. I mean... Try to have an open mind here, try to be hopeful here.
But do you have any final thoughts on the topic at hand?
No, I thought it was a good match. I'm happy. And you want to talk about the Mickie James coming in?
Oh yeah. That was I forgot about that. Dang that. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that was. I don't know what they're gonna do with Mickie James. Will they go one more run? Maybe.
I mean. They could. I think they would give her one more run. Is she in the Hall of Fame? In the Impact Hall of Fame?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, with the few amount of people that they do have.
Yeah, but it is cool
because they are trying to promote they're trying to promote that big NWA show.
Yeah. NWA too.
Yeah, she's a part of NWA. Because they're gonna have this all women's pay per view at like sometime at the end of August. It's gonna be in Power.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she wants Deonna Purrazzo to be a part of that, and of course Deonna Purrazzo being the heel she is, she goes like, you know what, this is my moment and all that, and they kind of brawled and stuff. She got kicked in the Deonna Purrazzo got kicked in the face by Mickie James, and that was pretty cool to see her back. And they were kind of hinting at, Mickie James, she could be come back, because Scott DeMore was like, this is, we're in Nashville, so this could be hardcore country. So, a lot of puns, a lot of puns on the show.
I'm not going to talk about that comment. We have a video coming up about that. I'm not going to talk about the comment. Anyway, we got a video coming up, probably going to be released later on this week about that. My final thoughts. Good show. Good way to start my weekend or middle my weekend. We never middle anything. Good way to middle my weekend, But other than that, I mean, I'm excited to see what Impact does. I want to start back watching Impact on a weekly basis. I don't have Access TV anymore, so that's sad. But
hey, you got Twitch though.
Twitch. I always got Twitch though. But that'll be fun. I'm gonna try to watch Impact a little bit more often, hopefully. But nonetheless.
And you also got Impact Plus because they upload right away, like right after the show goes off the air.
That's true. I forget about that. But anyway, until next time, definitely hope you guys enjoyed like always. This was our Slammiversary 2021 review. Some other things we got coming at you on the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast will be we're going to do a discussion on the Women's Revolution. Coming up very, very soon. It'll be released sometime later on this week. Also, we'll probably talk about Slammiversary. We just did. We'll probably talk about.
Yeah, we're talking about Slammiversary again.
We'll probably talk about Money in the Bank at some point this week as well. So, at worst, it'll be over the weekend at some point. So, just be on the lookout for that. As always, definitely hope you guys enjoy the video. If you haven't already, give us a like. Share the video, share the podcast, share the audio, whatever you're watching, listening to, whatever. Oh, TikTok. Follow the TikTok as well. And until next time.
Snapple, ankle.
Anchor, Apple Podcast, Spotify. You can listen to us. Take us on the go. Take us to work with you. But anyway, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. As always, this has been the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, and Justin means always, and Adam in the comments means always, and Andre in the comments means always, and Casey in the comments means always. I didn't mean to put that one up. And the Instant Classic Wrestling oh, never mind. Anyway, and Malik in the comments means always an instant classic.
And Juggernaut means always.
Sometimes.